Hello and welcome, Abhay. Welcome to Dayasra Foundation. It is our pleasure to have you over here. And yoga is one area that has really been helping people out in this difficult time. So you have been teaching
Yeah.
yoga, and you are a direct student of Honorable late BKS Iyengar Guruji. So what has been your experience during this time period when everybody is locked down and the situation is difficult?
Yeah. Right now, as you said, that the situation is really difficult. But Guruji himself is a big example how he came out of his disease and the problems. Okay, so I can understand Guruji's when he was very small. That time he was suffering for so many troubles, and now we are facing the problems of the lockdown and facing the problem that we are not getting enough food supply and all those things. Basically, we are actually getting. It's not have a problem. But if I can recollect his Guruji childhood, Guruji had went through this state for many years. He was suffering from such a problem of TB. I don't know if he had any food to eat in a enough way and all those things. We have read Guruji's history so we can understand that. So if I can correlate that with current situation, Guruji has shown us a very good way to come out of it positively. Okay, not only with the his own health, but also to help to support others and to change the physique, change the mind, and change the view to look at it from the different angle. Okay, now when the coronavirus is bad, it is not going to choose whether you are doing yoga, whether you are actor, whether you are player, whether you are for anyone, it will attack anyone. But here we have to face this challenge in a positive way, and we can help with the help of yoga to many people in a positive way, and we can come out of it. That's what I feel so. Okay?
Right.
And
So
the
how has
asana
your
plays a very important role. Sorry.
right? So what has been your experience while interacting with people? How is yoga helping presently?
If you ask me about 1 month back about this online class and all those things, I would have told you strongly that no, I'm not going to teach online. Okay, this was about a month back. But here, being yoga, I was sort of flexible with the mind. I had to accept the new challenges and to do it in different way. Once I thought of this Zoom classes, I discussed with my friends, students, those who are expert in that, and they really helped me a lot setting up all these things. And thereafter, I realized that people were eager and waiting for to go to the class, which cannot do it right now. But when you start doing it at home, it is so boring that we just do it in this period. I mean, in this time period, that we start doing something or the other. Then only we switch on the TV, then we stuck to the TV, then we get depressed. So this is what we were circulating in this vicious circle. But thereafter, once they know that we are starting the classes in this way, enthusiastically they came for the class. And now I think this is the third week where I'm having a full number of classes, and everyone is enjoying the class because even though they are doing the class in their home, they can feel the atmosphere of the class. Fortunately, Guruji have taught us in such a way that in the room we have totally a different person, is a different atmosphere, which we are missing it nowadays. But still, once we are beginning the class and they are starting enjoying it a lot, so I'm having a very positive response for all these online classes here. Also, I'm working with people, those who know Iyengar Yoga, those who have practiced with me. About 90% of my online students right now, they have practiced with me, so I know them, so I can easily connect with them. But 10% others are not new to yoga, they are practicing somewhere else. But last week, I started a beginner's class, which are totally people, those who have never practiced yoga, never practiced Iyengar yoga. And I took their 2 batches, and they are very happy with it. So I can see that
Great.
the newcomers are most now they have time, so they can utilize it in a proper way and getting the advantages of it.
Great
That's
to
what
hear
I can
that.
see. So.
Yeah. And one small point, Abhay, while we are talking about practice, because I have seen that in Guruji's teaching, practice has a great importance. And
Yes.
sadhana is the core of asana practice and pranayam, asana or pranayam
Yeah.
progress. So, what will you
Very true.
tell people in this time? Because as asana or practice related to asanas is one area, I think practice applies to
Sure.
everything. So what are your thoughts
Yeah.
on how people should look at practice?
Yeah. So what I feel here, like we have to understand Guruji's system, how it has got a great dynamism. Guruji had taught one pose in a different way, different ways totally. So we can understand how Guruji has created the dynamism in the practice. Like you and me know that we can do a simple pose like Virasana in a totally different way. That point we have to take first thing into consideration. We have to change the practice a little because this is what we are facing. Our generation is facing this kind of problem universally for the first time. So this is a kind of a shock to us. So definitely we have to change the practice quite a lot. First thing is that we have to remember that we should not be thinking what to practice. What to practice that will come in your mind once you are in the posture. Okay, so those who know Iyengar yoga, just take a blanket, bolster, belt, whatever you have, and change your physical posture at the beginning. Don't think here. Start in the pose first, then the body will certainly automatically tell you what to do. Then once you are in the asana, then you realize, that day I did that pose and I felt very nicely. Let me try that. When you are trying that, you will get double benefit out of it because chemical changes might be there, but emotionally, mentally, you are already in that pose. You are carving that for that pose, I will say. So instead of thinking, just whatever you have. Now I understand that even my class also, we don't have so much props at home. I agree with that. But we have bed, we have a pillows, we have a blanket, poster, and the props are important right now.
So Abhay, we have been talking about practice, and Guruji's teachings about practice are really important. I find that this concept of practice is relevant in all realms of one's life. Asana, pranayam practice is for the yoga sadhana. But I feel the concept of practice is very relevant in today's time, in today's difficult situation. So can you share your thoughts on that?
Very good, very good. Yeah. First, we have to understand how Guruji has developed this system with such a great dynamism in the poses. So when we are practicing, we have to understand how we can make the poses in a different ways. Guruji has given so much dynamism. So for example, we can do one pose in a totally different way or different advantages. Similarly, in one pose, we can take a different support so that the different support gives us more and more advantages in a different way. So now, as a yoga practitioner, we also have to be flexible with the mind. Don't say that I used to do that before, so let me try like that. No. Right now, the whole world, we are going in a different and difficult phase that where we never have thought of it. Even when you see the movies and all those things where someone comes and saves the world and all those things, which is not applicable at all here right now. So it is the real life is more kind of a different, is irritating than the movie life or something of the life like that. So we also have to change ourselves quite a lot, and we have to take the supports and we have to do the practice in a different way to help us and to help the others as well. Uh, Here you have to understand Guruji's method and you have to see the angle how he has developed it. Now, first of all, whenever you are thinking of practicing, don't think here. Don't think that let me what should I do? Don't think like that. Change the body structure immediately. Whatever you have the support like bolster, blanket, those who know Iyengar yoga, those who have any support, just go to any posture. Once you are settling in that posture for a little time, then that portion will percolate well inside you, and then your body will tell you what are the things to be done. Like for example, you are staying over there, then suddenly remember, that day I did that pose and I felt very nice in that pose. Or am I coming upward? I'm a different person. Okay, so this is the way you have to understand yourself first, understand yoga first, understand asana, support in that way, and then you have to design the practice in this way. And of course, you have to be careful because don't accept any kind of challenges and all those things. Also, the security also is important. When we normally teach the class, we see person have any problem and we immediately give the different postures for that. But right now, if you get a little cramp or muscle pull, that is not good. So don't accept this kind of big challenges or to do kind of a fancy poses and put it on the social media. It is not a time right now because we will not get the help in that way. So be yourself in the posture first, and then the post will tell you what.
Amazing. Abhay, I think what you have told is also relevant for all our small business owners. I'll tell you why. You talked about support, you talked about flexibility, you talked about dynamism, and you talked about being able to change very effectively, right? And
Yes.
also, you talked about being yourself and not taking unnecessary risks. So, you have to act, but not take unnecessary risks. Small businesses today are actually going through a huge change, and what applies to asana, what applies to practice of yoga, applies to a practice of businessman also. He needs to be supportive, he needs to be dynamic, he needs to be flexible, as well as he needs to be change adaptive, right?
And also
Amazing.
not to do anything differently.
Right.
I mean, not
right.
to take too much.
Yeah. So be safe, be secure, and go ahead. Don't stop the action though. That is what I think I learned. I think I learned.
The road.
You have to change the path and keep going.
Yeah, you have to keep going. Okay, this is how
Amazing.
Guruji has taught us.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Abhay. It was really, really interesting, and I will definitely stay in touch. And we have been chatting for a long time now. Let us bring all this Guruji's knowledge and yoga knowledge to apply to business and small businesses also, because these small threads that you talked about definitely are going to help people a lot. Thank you so much for joining.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot for giving me a chance. Thank you, guys.